Our time now is 7:20. For many adults, including millennials, they remember scrambling to get access to Facebook. But teenagers now have long ignored the platform, with only 32% say they use it. That's according to a new Pew survey. Tech policy analyst and Young Voices contributor James Czerniawski joins us now to talk all about the age of social media. It's always changing. Good morning.
Good morning, Marissa. You're absolutely right. It's always changing, and this Pew survey data is certainly indicative of exactly that.
So tell me, why are young people, teenagers in particular, not feeling Facebook maybe the way I used to at that age?
Yeah, it's a fascinating question when you look at it. I think that when it's all said and done, that people are basically changing what they're interested in. When you're seeing this data, you're seeing a rise in TikTok, YouTube, like a lot of more short form content and video oriented content. Whereas notoriously, like, Facebook was great for posting things back in the day, sharing a lot of links, stories, photos, and that's just not necessarily what millennials and Gen Z are particularly interested in. It's more about, like, you know, that micro-influencer kind of stuff with Instagram or the reels that you see on TikTok. So it's just a different kind of generation than it was when we were growing up using the internet, Marissa.
Well, James, I also think from my own experience, I was one of the first people on Facebook when it was still just college students, and it was our hub, our place to go. But now Facebook, you have parents and grandparents on there, and I'm thinking that's the reason why some young people are like, you know what, I'll take TikTok.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I know that I see my grandparents and my parents on Facebook, and it's not necessarily a great reason that I want to go on and see it when I get to go and see them at all the family holidays, right? So I think that at the end of the day, it's just about people going and finding new ways to express themselves online. And this shorter content form that we see on TikTok and Instagram is a lot more appealing for users in general than the traditional social media platforms like Facebook. Even Twitter is experiencing a little bit of a drag with this Pew data. It's gone down from 30-some-odd% of teens to only around 20-some-odd% of teens. So we really don't quite understand how the internet really works when we're talking about young people.
So when we look at this aging demographic or a user base of Facebook, what does that mean for people who work for Facebook or who even invest in the company? What considerations should they make long term?
Yeah, I think ultimately for the company, it's just figuring out how to go and retain those users and engage with them so that they can get attracted to coming back to the company once again. Right now, with that struggle of retaining millennial users and Gen Z users, it's becoming a problem for them. So that's why we're seeing a pivot for them, trying to get more short form content of reels of their own, trying to get influencers to use the brand. So really, it's just going to be an ongoing project for the company moving forward.
But at what point should we just accept that no social media site will have a monopoly? Because you can go back to Facebook and then Snapchat, Instagram, now TikTok. 5 years from now, it'll be something else.
You're absolutely right. No website in particular is going to have a monopoly on the internet because it's always changing, right? It's always something that's going to be happening here. And I think that that's really what we're going to have to take into account. Facebook, it used to be the thing back in 2008. In 2022, that's just not the case.
Do you have any resources for people who find this extremely interesting, and certainly people like myself who have to work in that space in order to connect? What should they be reading, taking in, and consuming to stay on top of the trends you describe?
Yeah, I think that it's all about just going and looking at the new survey data from Pew. It's about reading what's trending through online third-party sources all the time, looking at what micro-influencers are doing. This content creator economy, they certainly tell you where to find them and how to support them. So just, I think, really just engaging with whatever you find to be useful for you is what matters at the end of the day, and just really embracing that. So Reddit, getting involved in subreddit communities, even within Facebook, getting involved with Facebook groups. It's just about finding ways of engaging with the platform and its content in ways that you otherwise don't do right now.
All right, and knowing what to post and how to post, because videos are really popular. Thank you so much, tech policy analyst and Young Voices contributor James Czerniawski. Good information.
Thanks.
All right, take care. Talk, just more that we got to do in order to stay current, apparently.
I'm sitting right here listening.